Okay, let's go to blaze.demo. So you have to choose city, right? Any city, correct? So you might record it. You might be recording only, right, everyone?
Yes, Ravi.
So I mean, everyone was doing first one or second one?
First one only we did.
First one, yeah.
First one, okay. You guys, okay, for first one. Okay, fine flights. Now, here, what is my question?
The smallest, the
So how we will know which is smallest? How do you figure out that which is the smallest one? Hmm?
we
So what is
just
smallest here? 200, na?
Yes.
So you just click this flight. So while replaying also, you'll do the same thing, correct?
yes.
Yes.
But in the real time, these prices will vary.
Okay.
Now you think while recording, you think, okay, this is the smallest, you click on it. Let's say in the viewers history while replaying, right? In this page, you might see, you might not see 200 there. You're clicking this one, okay, that's fine, but you might not see 200, it might be 400, 500. So my intention is you have to figure this out on the runtime. When you want this place, right? Result.php page. So it will displaying all the values, no? So in the values, you have to pick up through code, right? Because Jmeter doesn't have a inbuilt component to find the list of highest, right? So you have to use some code or some functions. First, we have to capture this all the prices. How will you capture? We'll capture using regular expression. Understood, right? And once you store all the prices, then you have to found a, so you have to find a what is minimum value. And if you found the minimum, and you have to take corresponding link of this one. Because see, it's manually we can do, okay, this one we are clicking here. But how Jmeter knows? Let's say, even though you found out, okay, this is the minimum, at that time, you have to click this flight, no? So you have to store, along with the price, you have to store this flight detail. Okay, so then what I'm saying is fill flight detail, then easy, remaining is easy. You understood, right? Whatever record, you'll replay it. The only task here is why I given like this to understand how we'll do this, because in the real time, you will be doing like this. You won't be using any static. Understood?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, I mean, you got the question right. Okay, as of now, continue. Tomorrow we'll discuss the solution.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, just continue till end. Whatever given, capture status ID from the purchase. So literally you are getting a issued ID, right? So I thought you are also getting issued ID only.
No, at the status, Ravi.
Okay, status. Okay, that's fine. We can discuss tomorrow. Okay. Now second flow. What is second flow? Let's go to pet store. Okay. What I'm saying is enter the store. Tejas, what is your doubt here? Hello, Tejas.
Yeah. Here I have recorded everything up to payment and log out.
Okay.
But here I do not get what exactly I need to do.
So that's why. See, the thing is, once you add all this in the cart, you should sweep two products. One is dogs, one is cats. Are you able to
yes,
see it or not while replaying it?
yeah,
You're able to see, right? And when you're updating quantity, are you able to see the numbers there or not? And
yes.
update a quantity, the new prices. That's it. That's what I'm expecting. Okay. Yeah, and payment logout. So no need to explain of this one, right? The only thing is when you're updating quantity dynamically, then you see it's changing, and you're adding multiple products, and the cart should have multiple products, whatever you're adding. Okay. So there's no correlations of this value. While replaying it work as it is.
Yeah, up to I verified up to add to cart. Add to cart for any item.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, okay. That's it. Okay, okay. Let's start the class. It's clear, na? Everyone, no other doubts? Suresh? Suresh? Okay. That's, yeah. So what we discussed yesterday class? We discussed blaze meter, right? So what is a blaze meter? So blaze meter is a commercial tool which helps us to run our Jmeter test in the cloud. How? Because we are giving infrastructure, we want to simply upload our JMX files and run it them. Okay. And after that, we discuss one more thing, right?
Yes, FTP.
FTP request, right? Okay. So actually, I need to set up DB to show the DB, right? Okay, let me check whether I can see any test DB. You guys have it in database? What is database? What is database? Come on, guys. Hmm? No idea?
To store data.
Hmm. So database is for every application. Like I'm looking for some our instead of setting on our own, right? I'm looking for this test database so that you can directly use it. Hmm. Maybe it's not one. Okay. So what is database generally? For every any application, right? The data will be storing in database so that there won't be any load on the application. Okay. So it means whenever you suppose I'm doing a login, right? What is happening when you're sending user and password, the application will take the user and password to DB and it will validate it there. Whether this user and password is there or not. If it's yes, then only it will give it. Or if you see e-commerce application, right, you will display a lot of products. So how the products are displaying, they're all stored in the database only. So once you view like all the, let's say go to or any e-commerce, let's do all mobile. So what it will go to mobile table, it will bring all the data. So it's like indirectly our application will be depending on the database. Correct. Whatever you do, right? The APIs they're talking to server and server will talking to database only. So if you want to do database load testing, we can do with the JMeter. Directly means we cannot connect to database to JMeter directly and we can execute the queries directly. So one way of is by hitting the APIs, that's one way, and directly because API has a database, and now I can hit the database also. So that we'll get to know either another issue with the database or not. Okay. So to do database, right, we need first database connection now to establish it's a what do we say to work it out how we are getting to JMeter. Activity. I saw one thing. Okay. If not, right, if I couldn't find anything, no, we'll be deploying. I will be deploying database in my local, right, and I can show it to you. Mm. Dummy database for testing. Okay. Sample database. Just a minute. Just checking whether I have already there or not. So that's very easy for to explain. You understood, right? What I'm trying to do? Okay, it's not the leave it. Okay, I'll install later, right? I'll install in the today and will the demo. Otherwise, it will waste of time to set up here. Okay, so you could ignore the database. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay, now the place Jmeter. Okay, let's go to Selenium. So what is Selenium? Selenium is an automation testing tool. So automation tool is depend on the UI. Okay, so currently what we're testing the backend, right? The APIs of the backend. But Selenium is like for the UI. The page is loading or not, whether able to click or not, whether sending the data or not. That's what like the UI testing. So then how Jmeter we have to integrate Selenium? Because if someone wants the client rendering time, right? They want to do client rendering. Suppose if I hit Amazon, taking some more sense, right? It's loading. And after some time only the loading will stop. So in Jmeter, can we test that? No. Because what is Jmeter duty? From these two to get APIs. Correct? What we are doing, we are putting a load on APIs only. Whether we hit the APIs, we are getting the data or not. But are we checking how much the page is loading in the Jmeter? No, right? So Jmeter is not for client performance. It's only on the server APIs. So now customer will they want to know because they're using this much of images, right? So they say that we need a this client runtime time also. How much the page is loading. In that cases, we have to use Selenium. Okay, so then I can't have different setup, right? Selenium. So what I'll do, I'll use Jmeter in the Selenium so that I can test UI test also and I can run a Jmeter test also. Okay, so for that, let's open the Jmeter. Right. So now let's go to install the Selenium setup. We should have plugin manager. So we discussed a plugin manager. How we install plugins? How we install the plugins? So plugin will be installed through plugin manager. We have to download a jar and you have to keep in your lib and external folder, right? And once restart, you will see the plugin manager. So let's search for available plugin Selenium. This is not there because I already installed right on that day. Selenium. Okay, I got it already in the install plugin setup. Okay, now let's close this. Now let's go to add thread group. Add. Now we using what is a sampler? It's a protocol, right? All the API type of will be there. So now I am hitting this browser, no? So I will be adding in the sampler. You will see the JP at the rate of GC WebDriver sampler. This is Selenium component, WebDriver sampler. Okay, it means whatever the code you will write here, it will work. But we need to pick up the browser also, right? Which browser will be running this? You need some browser only, no? So for that browser, we have to go configuration elements. Let's go to thread group, right click, add config element. You will be see the browser. See Chrome driver, Edge driver, Firefox, Unit, Internet Explorer. Let's pick up the Chrome driver, right? So this all see JPEG adjustments plugins. Let's go to Chrome driver config. In the Chrome driver, you see path of the driver.exe of the relevant browser is required. So means you have to give a driver path. So what is driver? Nothing but to interact with any browser, right? We have one more component called driver. Because we can't connect to browser directly because it kind of like browser won't allow, right? It's not safe, na? If you given access to anyone control, right? So that's why the browsers what they did, na? They have created these driver components. Says that whoever want to connect to our browser, use our driver because the driver will take care of connectivity, right? It's a safe. So let's first download driver. So which driver I'm using here? What's the browser I'm using? Which browser?
Chrome.
Chrome, na? So I need down Chrome driver. So let's go to just search Chrome driver download. Okay, we'll get to this first link, web Chrome downloads. You will see. Yeah, you will see this is driver versions. So now how we will know which driver version you have to know? We have 111, 110, 109, right? And we have old also. So first you have to check your current browser version. Okay, just go to help about Google Chrome. So what is my current version here? 110. So then I need to download a version that belongs to 110. Suppose for you it's showing 90, right? So you have to download the 90 version. That's important. Otherwise, your driver can't come into the browser. Okay. So what is my version here? 110. So I'll be using the 110. And you see, what is my OS? My Windows, right? I'll be downloading Windows. If it's a Mac, you download Mac. If it's Linux, you're doing Linux or Linux one, you can do that. Let's unzip it. Let's go to downloads. Okay, we got this one. So let's extract it. Okay, so put some other new name 6 and copy the path. Okay, so in the 6 we have, right, Chrome driver.exe and some license. Okay, now copy the path of this one. So go to our Jmeter. It says now in the config path of the driver.exe of relevant browser. So what is my path? Right? Slash your name, the file name, Chrome driver.exe. What is the name, right? Chrome driver.exe. Right? So now you can ignore all other options. Okay. So that's it. So what I'm saying is this driver sampler, whatever it will run the Chrome driver. Okay. Now let's run the script. Let's save. Okay. Let's run the video. Let's see how it works. You understood, right? Why I kept Chrome down? Because Selenium need a browser to interact. Whatever the code you're writing here, this is default code. So whatever the code you want to run here, it should be there on the Chrome. Okay, now let's run the script. First see it opened, right? Browser. See, it's done. You guys observe what happened? And we got response. And if you see here in the request, you won't see request anything because it's an object WebDriver. And if you see the response, you will see all the whatever it opened. I see if I make it as HTML to understand much better. See, it opened customer plugin space. Right? Now let's give some other URL here. Let's give what URL? Let's give Amazon. Okay. Copy this URL. Let's just simply put Amazon. Okay, here I will comment out this end so that it won't close the browser. Okay, so browser.get means I'm telling the browser to open this URL. Now let's run the thing. Okay, it's closed, right? Okay, it's closing automatically. So, okay. Okay, let me put some thread.sleep to understand. Okay, or let's see the first this output. It's taking a time and because of the huge data of Amazon. Sign in, okay, it's not loaded properly yet. Okay, but you understood, right? For custom plugins it used. So now how we write the code? So if in our team, if you have any automation teams, you can use the team, the code here, right? Or if you want, right, you can open it and write it. Okay, so how Jmeter calculates? So Jmeter calculates what are the code of lines in between the sample start and sample end. So it will give the response time of that value. So it says to load this Amazon page now. So it says, okay, it's not loaded, I guess. Okay, not loaded. Okay, till the time loaded, it closed automatically. That's why. Okay, I'll show you. So it takes 2.09 seconds to open the page, to render it up completely. Okay, so let me try to add here. Wait. Thread dot sleep. Okay. Let's give 5,000. Let's see if we're getting any script errors or not. Means I want to wait the 5 seconds. It says, okay, thread is not defined. Okay, it's code issue. And thread is not able to not define. Okay, let me put Java. If I run, this works or not. So you have to pick up the long ways also. Let me put if it's working on Java or not. It's not working. Okay, on the Java. So what I will do, right? Okay, so I'll try to write here web driver. Okay, driver equal to new Chrome driver. Okay, driver dot get open here. Let's see this is working or not. Then I'll tell you how I'm writing this code. Error invalidation of line. Type class WebDriver is not found in namespace. Okay. Then I need to import the statements. Okay, import. So let's second. I'll write some import statements. Then I will explain you. Okay, don't confuse. Okay. Okay, now let's run. At line number 6. Target exception. No class found error. Oh, okay. It need a manager. Second. So it says that this manager is not found, but if I remove this manager, it's asking the class is not there. What it says, the selenium manager is not found. Okay, it's asking selenium manager. Okay, let's download the selenium manager. Guys, any confusion? Just hold just 1 second, right? I will just, once code is working, right, I will explain what I'm doing. Selenium manager, Maven. Okay. Jar. Okay, so I download the jar. So I'll copy the jar into Jmeter. So when I'll copy jar into lib file. Okay. And if you see, let me check where is the folders of selenium are there. ext selenium m1 okay, we have all the selenium jars here, right? I'll keep this folder here. Okay, so what you have to do when you change any config properties, when you keep any jars, you have to restart Jmeter to reflect the changes. So file, restart. Ideally, I can show it to, right? By default, we got some code now. Okay, if I write in this code, it will work. But we are not like that way, right? We should know what we're learning properly. Okay, now let's run. Open the script, file, selenium JMX. Let's run and see the console. We're getting any other. Okay, to open the browser, it's closing. It says still Selenium Manager. Line number 7. What does it mean? Okay, just let me search this error as it is. This bit of Selenium class only, right? Okay. Let's see. What causes Selenium? Using one WebDriver manager. Between WebDriver and the 5.03 and Selenium 4. It should supply everything works. Java. What version we are using Selenium Java? It's a 4.8.0 and manager and Selenium Java. Selenium API is 4.8. WebDriver manager 4, and after downgrading to Selenium later, everything works. Comment it works. Okay, let me do one thing. So let me set the properties. So let me see if the error will be gone. Okay. See, okay, what happened? I'll tell you now. First, it's working without any error. Fine. Okay, we got something error here. That's fine. Okay, see what we are doing, right? So if you default load, add the sampler. Right click, add sampler. After sampler, you will get default code. So you have to write your code in between. How you will write? You should be knowing, right, what you have to write. So it is JavaScript. If you know JavaScript or if automation team is JavaScript available, you can write it. But generally Java is a famous. So in that case, that's why I want to convert into Java. So to write again Java, we have to do some basic things. Right? That's what I did. Let me disable this one. Right? So I simply kept Java and I opened this one. So this line will help us to initiate the browser of your Chrome. Object. So from this, you have to write a drive.get, whatever the things, right? Everything will be writing here only. Okay. And these are the import statements because my Jmeter doesn't know, right, where to open. It needs some jars available, right? That's where I did import statement. And earlier, I didn't set this path. That's why I'm getting error because now this Jmeter doesn't know. It's not picking from this Chrome driver now. Okay. It is picking from here. That's why I've given the path. I didn't get any error. But you see, it was closed immediately, right? Now let's wait for some time. Okay. So before let's wait. Let's say if I give 2 users, what will happen? Can you guess? Can you guess if we give 2 users, what will happen? It will open 2 browsers. See, if I clear and run, it will open, see, 2 browsers. Okay, it's opening 4 because of one of Jmeter one of our code. You understood, right? One is our code, one is of Jmeter, and this is not closing. It's closing that one. But so thing is, why we are not Jmeters with Selenium is not famous because if you think if you open 10 browser, 100% in system, whether system will work, the system will work or not with watching that browsers? No, right? That's why we won't be using. We'll be using just only 1 or 5 to understand how your application is loading properly. How your application loading properly. In that case only we'll be using this. In that case only we'll be using this Selenium. We can't use load like 100 users, 1000 users, 1 lakh with the Selenium because it will open that much of browsers and your machine will hang because of it will kill all the RAM. Okay, so now to open, which is working script to operate end to end, I will show you one more thing. File open. So these are all my exercises, right? I'll be sharing this exercise JMX to you, right? Okay, Selenium. Okay, web browser sample. Okay, see, this is one of the code which I have written. Right, what we are doing here. Right, see. So we added some weight package, blah blah blah, and see, at opening some website, and so like so we are browser.get, it's opening, and we're getting some element. Okay, so let me run this with the Firefox. So for Firefox, we don't have to give thing, right? Now let me run Firefox. Not sure work or not. Okay, it's not working. Okay, let me open another one. So very old script. WebDriver sampler. Okay, let's see WebDriver JMX. Let me open the example. Okay, let's use a path of here of Chrome driver. What is the Chrome driver path? Download it. This one, no? Just copy this, Control C / Chrome driver.exe. Okay, so okay, let me log in and run. Cannot create a it's line number 4. Okay, so problem is whatever the code I've written, right, is long back with the Selenium 3. But if you see here, right, in our version, it's a Selenium 4. 4.8. That's why this code are not working. But you understood, right, what I'm trying to do here with our basic code. Let me open our Selenium JMX. So thing is, whenever you want to do only client-side rendering, whenever I want to do a client-side performance, in that case only we'll be using Selenium, right? So how we integrate Selenium? We need a driver sampler and a Chrome driver config. If it's a Firefox, it's a Firefox. So what are the code, whether JavaScript or Java, right? What are the options available here? You can write Selenium code in anything, right? And just run play, and just only for 5 or 10 max users, because it opens as much of browsers. Okay, I'll just check and I'll send this updated JMX to you. Okay, so just let me know in any doubts in the Selenium. It might be a little bit confusing, but just take some time and think and ask me the doubts. Or it's clear.
It is confusing, Ravi.
Okay. Yashvi.
Yes, Ravi, I did not get anything.
Okay,
It-
fine.
it
Yeah,
start-
okay. Yeah. So first, you know what is Selenium, right? Forget about all these things.
Yes.
So what is Selenium? Selenium is for the UI testing. Means whenever I want to test my application through not APS, through UI. Clear till this part? So means we'll be writing a code of Selenium to do something. Okay. Suppose generally, right, I'll show you how Selenium code will be like this is, suppose see, okay, let's say this is one of the code which I've written, right? For Selenium normal, forget about Jmeter, everything, that's normal Selenium, right? So if I run this code, okay, it opens browser, it clicked and it closed it. Okay, so this is what Selenium code I have written. Now, if you want to integrate this code with Jmeter, what we have to do, because it is IntelliJ, right? It's an IDE. So I can download all my jars and everything here, right? Everything, and I can do whatever I want because it's completely, see, simple Java code I'm writing here. Now, to write this Selenium setup in Java, sorry, Jmeter, what we have to do? Till this point clear? This new one. Clear, Shweta?
Yes.
Right? I mean, I need some Selenium code. I need to write Jmeter. How I'll do? So first thing you have to do is you have to add a sampler, WebDriver sampler, and some Chrome driver config. If it's Firefox, is a Firefox is Chrome and WebDriver sampler. So without sampler, we can't anything, right? So that's why we need a sampler. Sampler nothing but like a kind of our API. We'll be writing that. Chrome config is which browser you will be opening. That will mention here. Okay, so now you have to download a driver so that my Chrome driver config can talk to my Chrome browser, which is running here. So how I'll download? I will be downloading the version of my Chrome. Right? What is my Chrome version? So we'll get to know help about Google Chrome. Okay, so 110 is there, so I will download 110. So now my Jmeter knows, okay, this guy, the machine who is running, right, he need this much of Chrome, I mean this much of Chrome version. So let's talk to this. So whatever you write the code, right, I mean irrespective what are the code, it will go to this config driver and this driver will talk to Chrome. Okay, so now let me disable this. Okay, let's add a new one. So when I add new one, it's like this is default code. Okay, now what is happening? Simply, if I run the program, let me close this existing browsers. Okay, if I run the code, what is happening is whatever the code I write, just 3 lines now. That is what sample.start, sample.end, open URL, right? So if you just run this now, what we are getting there? Okay, I given 2, right? Okay, let me give 1. Okay, let me clear and run. Okay, I just remove the jar which I kept there now. So to avoid his confusions. Manage. Let me close Jmeter. So this is which jar kept, right? Forcibly, not from Selenium. Okay, just deleting those things. Manager. Okay, now let's restart Jmeter. Fresh, nothing. I didn't anything from external. Okay, I just should Selenium or Jmeter plugin to download it. We'll go the sample code, whatever Jmeter is provided, right? We'll go with that one. Okay, let's open the script. So I didn't do anything, right? I downloaded the plugin from Selenium plugins here and restarted. Nothing much. Then I added a Chrome driver config and I given the path and simply added sampler. I didn't write any code here, right? It by default. Because when you add a sampler, now WebDriver sampler, add sampler, you will get default code. This is one. Okay. So now let me move on. If I run this code now, I am getting there. Before it is working, right? Okay. Ignore that error. So till is clear. So now, okay, sorry, it is a Java, right? It should be JavaScript. Okay, now let's see. Now it's run. It should work. Okay, see now it's opening plugins and it's done. If you see here, we got green, and if you see the response, we got the data. And if you want to check data what is opening or not, just HTML, you are getting this data. Clear? So what we did was just nothing but we use a default code. Did we any extra code? No, right? Now here in between the sample.start and sample.end, you have to write the code. You understood? So here you have to write the code. So now, if you are not automation guy or not automation tester, we can't write the code because we need a proper Selenium knowledge. Then proper Java or JavaScript language should be the right Selenium code. Okay, but like to open the URL, right? So to just click on some things, we can use it. Okay, it's clear. Suppose see if I give copy this line and if I open given one more URL, like say Amazon only, right? Or let me give the Amazon only here. What is Amazon URL? Control A, Control C. If I give Amazon URL just. Okay. Yeah. It opens Jmeter. See now it open Amazon. Right, and close. So if you see here in the response, okay. So now we got say 3.8 seconds to open the Amazon.com and to open the Jmeter plugin. So if you want, now if I hit only Amazon in dot API, right, you won't be seeing this much of time. You'll be seeing some 2 or less than 1 second only. But why it's taking this much of time? Because to render these elements, to display everything one place, it's called client-side performance testing. Okay, whatever we did with JMeter with the server side, we hit the API, we get the response. We hit the API, get the response. Right. So in the recording also explained, now we will be doing a load test on the API side, not we are doing putting a load on the UI. Okay. So to understand this response time only, we'll be using Selenium. But if your team has proper Selenium expert in the Java or in JavaScript, you can take help with them. You can write the code. But it's not easy to write a code Selenium. You should have learned a proper idea of Selenium and proper idea on the your coding language. Okay. Shweta, Tejshvi, Nirala, clear now?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah. Forget about everything, right? Just download the plugins, right? Simple. Don't for any external. Search for available plugins, Selenium, right? It's already there. Then simply add the sampler. By default, you give the sampler code, you will see JavaScript there and add a Chrome driver and download jar. That's it. Now take the help of your team and try to code here. Right? Because earlier what I tried is I want to write the code so that you can understand. That's what I did earlier. But it is not working due to this version mismatch, all of things. Okay, it's clear, right? Yeah. So now why we are telling discussing why Selenium? Because you should know the Jmeter capabilities. Because you don't know, right, when the requirement will come properly. Right. So you should know whenever you're in dealing with the client-side performance, just hitting the URL and just take the response time. You can simply use it. And why it is not preferable? Because if you give 10 or 1 lakh, it will open that much of browsers here. Suppose if you give 5 here, what happens? It will open 5 browsers. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your system will be hang up, right? If you take all the websites, see, it's open all the Amazon. It's still loading. It's closed. So we got all 5 things. That's why we are not at it, because only for 5 or 10 limited users only, it's always advisable to use it. Okay, but if you want to learn on your own, and you can just learn the Selenium very basic, like open the URL, clicking, and you can try here in the JavaScript. Okay, W is nothing but WebDriver sampler. Okay, so we have to do like, suppose see, in the Java, right, how I written, I create a driver object and I use driver.get, driver.to, okay, let's see this. I will show you the opening URL in the Java. See, driver.get I have used here to open the URL. Now in the JavaScript, it is webds.browser.get. You can understand, right? Like this, whatever I write in the Java code, we can convert in JavaScript one by one. Based on the error, you can read and you can do that. Okay. And if you want to any help writing, just click on the plugin. Right? So they will tell you, okay, what is the minute. So, and you can go this tutorial. They want to continue the section. And see, they are given everything. WS browser into configure so configure a WebDriver browser script can control. Logs means to grid the logs. You want parameter, you can get any parameter. Okay. Yeah. See, they are given that and right. Suppose see what they had. See, verify results. So let me copy this code as it is, right, and paste it here. Okay. What is the title which you are opening? What is our title? If you open Amazon or Jmeter plugins, what is title? Nothing but what you display, right, in the tab online shopping India. That is the title. So here what I written the code webdriver.get not equal to Google and say failure. Right? Let's print title first also. Okay. I'm not, I can sure. Let me print the title. So what is the printing mechanism? Okay, WDS log. Okay. So WDS dot log. Let me print is working or not first. Hi. Let's say print hi. It's working or not. Let's see. There will print the title. It to run in the back end. Let me see if I is there or not. Okay, log is not a function, right? It says the log is not a function. Okay, and if you see results tree, so what is happening? Everyone is failing because, okay, this error, sorry. Let me comment out this. I will tell you. Let's run. Okay, let them open, let them close, then we'll check the analysis. Okay, they're closing one by one. And if you see here, see it's failed. Okay, because expected title to be Google. So what I did is simply, if I say my get title is not equal to Google, my get title not Google, right? We get Amazon, correct? What is my title here?
Amazon.
What is my title? Online shopping site. Clear, right? What I'm doing here, and says if get title is not equal to Google, what is if condition will do? If it's not equal means it's a true, right? Because what I'm getting not Google. That's why it set successful false means I'm saying that make the request false and say message. And telling the message is expected title to Google. That's why you got the message expected title Google and making 500. Now let's open google.com. Google.com. Let's google.com. What is the title here? Google.com. What is the tab you're displaying?
Google.
Google, right? So now if I this URL, now request will pass or fail. If I give this one,
Pass.
it should pass, now. Right, now let's come to here and simply give this value. Right, and after running of result, we shouldn't see this, right? Because it's not going to this if condition. It's coming out, right? Now let's run and see. Okay, let's run with one user now instead of 5. It's taking time. 1. Let's run. So it opens Jmeter plugin.org, then Google. So now we're done. If you go to Visual History, see it pass. Why? Why it passed? Because it opened Google and our title is Google only. That's why it's not going to this if condition. So like this, you can add one by line. I mean, if you really want to selenium with Jmeter, okay, you can take the documentation help or you can just Google it, right? You'll get to know JavaScript code, how to do like that. You can do that. Okay. So before that, let me try to print this log, right? So how to use WSDL log example? Just looking into example. Okay, ws.log.info, right? Is this going to be? Okay, let's print that line first. Okay, I use only ws log, right? That's not info. Now let me write. What is title? This is a title, right? This is a function to get the title. Control C. Okay, in the square brackets, the brackets out, right? Now I'll say title of current browser is. Okay, plus you have to use this title. Okay. Now let's remove the semicolon. Okay, let's run and see whether we're getting the console or not. See what is title? You got it? Printed, right? Title. See, whatever hard coded means this is a, like in the string we'll get as it is, and this is the values here. So suppose if I open Amazon now, here HTTPS, what is Amazon website URL? Amazon dot. Let's see now what is printing the title. Okay, now let's run. Let's run in the backend. You can see here. What is title here? Online shopping in India, shop online books, mobile shops, whatever. Amazon.in. Understood right now? What is we are seeing the title here? Online shopping in India, shop online books, Amazon.com. So we got as it is. That's why it went into Google, it failed. Same way, you have to write line by line, step by step if you want to use Selenium. Only is only for if you use a client-side performance. Otherwise, you can ignore the Selenium concept. Nirila, Sutesh, we clear right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes just idea only, nothing much. Suresh?
Okay, bro. Okay.
Right? Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'll stop the screen share. Okay. Any other doubts? Let me stop the recording.